Hey Aries, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Pisces full moon reading. So let's see what we see in your cards for this Pisces full moon Aries. Okay. First up, we're going to get your message from the universe. What do you need to hear from the universe? Aries, the sun. Okay. So if you were wondering, this is a validation. If you're wondering if you had a yes or no type question is what I meant to say. So the sun is coming through to validate your path. There's energies of fulfillment, of joy, of being focused on the present moment, and it's also a statement that anything hidden will be brought to light. So if there are any concerns, any fears, if you've been, going through any kind of confusion, whatnot, the sun is here to say that even if you don't have all the answers right this moment, you will. The answers are going to be revealing themselves in due time. Okay, let's see what this full moon will be bringing to your awareness. Justice. Okay, Aries, what's up? What's going on here? In a good way. Okay, we got Leo energy with the sun, Libra energy with the Justice card. So there's a significant decision that's being made. There may be some type of contract documentation, something dealing with forms or legalities that are going to, I feel, be working in your favor, or at least that you need to pay attention to. Okay, make sure that whatever you're doing, it's fair and balanced, no matter what. Okay, no matter what, do things on the level is part of what I'm hearing, because one way or another, the truth will come forth, the truth will be exposed. Justice, when we see justice, so long as you are in alignment with that which is true and righteous, so to speak, justice is almost always going to be working in your favor. So if there's been a struggle, or like I said earlier, if you've been having any kind of confusion over anything, the justice card here is, again, it's just a reiteration, a validation, a confirmation with that sun card. The things are going to be working out in your favor. So where you have already done everything that you can possibly do, have said everything that you can possibly say, in terms of like pushing something forth or arguing your perspective, that kind of a thing. Beyond that, let it go, is part of what I'm getting. You've done everything you can, you said everything you can. Now just let time and space and fate and the universe do the rest of the footwork. Okay. Let's see what you might be revisiting. The Magician. You got some power playing cards here. Like, all these cards are powerful. I say that whenever that, I say, oh, these are some powerful cards. They're all powerful, but these are very significant in that whatever it is that's going to be coming through for you this Pisces full moon, whatever is catalyzed, whatever is clearing, it's very much a karmic situation. Okay, this Magician card in the Virgo Gemini energy here is a reminder of self-empowerment, and it's kind of just prompting you to focus on what you are able to control in your circumstances in the moment. It's not about being a control freak, but it's about saying, before, if there are any moments that would catalyze a reaction, and or cause you to kind of just do any kind of a knee-jerk reaction, this card of the Magician is just reminding you to stand in your power, to stay focused on the road ahead, and to align yourself, your actions accordingly. Okay, you're not powerless in any circumstance, even if it feels like you're just kind of sitting there twiddling your thumbs and be like, all right, I'm just, waiting for the next move or whatnot. Creator is watching over you. The sun here in this Magician card, obviously, we've got the sun up front and center, the Justice card, whatever it is that's happening, it's all about balancing the scales, okay? Karmically speaking, on a divine level. All right, let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. A full, yet another major arcana. All right, Aries, right now we're 4 out of 5 cards major arcana, so this is going to be something that's very expansive. Okay, there could be some type of a shift in your reality that is being catalyzed through this full moon cycle. Okay, so this full card, Aquarius energy, letting go, letting flow. There are some things that I'm picking up on here that could be dealing with your solar plexus. So if you have felt like restricted or restrained, or even overworked in your solar plexus, your free will. This is just a sign to align that energy, maybe do some chakra balancing where your free will is concerned, and or this could be a prompt for you not to hold back in terms of taking those inspired aligned actions. Be mindful of where you are placing your focus and attention in terms of your abilities to affect change in your own reality. Okay, all right, what sort of vacation is your soul craving? All right. So we've got the Six of Pentacles. You're ready for a little bit of give and take to balance out as well. I feel like you're ready to see a return in those long term investments and efforts that you've been putting forth, right? I feel like, where you have been the receiver, this is that time to just sort of open up a little bit in terms of giving back to those who have been supportive of you. Okay, for sure. Now, again, on the flip side, if you've been plugging away at things, if you've been investing yourself, if you've been a giver, this is that time where you can lean back and allow for yourself to shift into the receiver mode. There's sometimes there is a little bit of the give and take of things, but I can see how you are simply ready to start to see the progress of your hard earned efforts and work. Okay, and I feel like that's something that's going to be coming through. It's going to be shining through your cards here. Very um I feel positive, optimistic, and empowering here. So it's all about focusing on where you are in a position of power again to affect change in your own reality, as well as continuing on in any work or progress that you have been making. All right. So, Aries, I want to encourage you to check out your other signs, your moon, rising, that sort of thing, maybe your Venus North Node. I always got to throw those in there. But also, if you're ready to schedule your session with us, you know where to go and what to do, girllearnermoon.com for those 45-minute live sessions or a pre recorded. So, have a blessed and bright Pisces full moon, Aries. Hey Taurus, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. Let's dive in to the cards here and see what we see for you. Already we're getting a little bit of quick insights. Wheel of Fortune, Four of Cups, Three of Cups, Daughter of Cups. Things are going to be turning into, I feel like when I see those energies, if it has felt a little bit uninspiring, things are going to be shifting, and what you may not have noticed before in terms of opportunity or where to place your focus, what to sort of self motivate by, that kind of a thing. I think it's going to shift and become a bit clearer for you, Taurus. Okay. I feel like there's going to be some things lightening up in terms of any emotional sort of pull. Like if it's been heavy or again uninspired, I feel like that's part of what's going to be turning around for you, Taurus. Okay, so Spirit, what is coming through for Taurus this Pisces full moon? Thank you. Your message from the universe, Ace of Swords. You got this. Where you have been lacking focus, clarity, or a direction, this is something that's going to be validating you that you will be figuring it out. There may be some sort of a breakthrough, or where you have been conflicted in terms of your focus or a direction that will become clear. This is a validation of a yes. If you had a yes no type of question as I was shuffling the cards coming into this reading, Taurus, and you were wondering, is this going to work out for me? Should I do this? Should I do that? This is a yes to those questions, or to that question rather. Okay. What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Four of Pentacles. So it's going to be highlighting any areas or aspects that you may be playing it close to the vest, where you may be feeling a little bit insecure, where you may be focusing on your day-to-day habits or routines. I feel like this is going to also be shining a light on areas where you are grounded, where you are stable. This may poke and prod a little bit at your stability, or in terms of what you perceive as a steady and firm foundation is part of what I'm hearing. And so, maybe that's part of what's going to be coming through, is just addressing any of those kinds of concerns or aspects, okay, again, around stability and feelings of security or insecurity, okay, lack of security. So, what are you potentially needing to revisit? The Hierophant, there's your card showing up. Taurus, okay? What are your values is part of what I'm hearing when this message is coming through. I feel like this is, when we've got your card showing up, the Hierophant, there is a degree of honoring the greater good and what's best for the whole versus for the self, right? And making sure that you are finding a good balance through all of that, and you're not sacrificing too much of yourself and your values for the sake of others, for the sake of the greater good or the whole, that sort of thing. This may also catalyze an opportunity here to be the receiver or the giver, where it comes to being a teacher, a mentor, or having, a learning opportunity that's going to be showing up for you. Okay. Let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. 10 of Pentacles. Nice. So, all right. If you've had any concerns with stability, I feel like this is an encouraging card that's telling you that everything's going to be okay. All right. I feel like the 10 of Pentacles, it is about honoring the choices and decisions that you're making on a day to day level to secure your future stability, happiness, um, security, that sort of thing. Okay. I'm hearing something about like right now the phrase that's coming to mind, and I don't know that this is necessarily it, but it's like laying the groundwork for a secure future. I feel like it's also about acknowledging the company that you keep. Who and what are you investing yourself into as you are making these choices, taking these steps, okay? And allow for expand a bit is what I should say. You don't need to cling too tightly to structure, routine, and so forth in order to manifest the desired results. Okay. I'm not telling you to go off on like a whole new path or anything like that, but you can loosen up on the grip on the reins a little bit, is what I'm hearing. So, what sort of vacation is your soul craving? The world, yeah, and the world does reflect upon your sign as well, Taurus. So Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio energies with that world card, but a cycle of fulfillment that's coming through. There's going to be some aspects where you should be experiencing like a full circle moment where things should start to feel like they're coming together if they haven't already, where you can really acknowledge how you have managed to bring something full circle. Okay. Any lessons or hardships that you may have endured, I feel like this is a sign that you're getting through and to the other side, that everything is going to work out. Everything is going to take shape and take form in a successful sort of way, and that you are making choices that are in alignment with a secure future, okay, especially when it comes to stability again for the future, whether that's in relationship, whether that's financially, on a career level, all the things, okay? All the things are really sort of shining through right now, in terms of how it's all coming together, the support, the structure, and again, future success that we're seeing here. And so I feel like, this really gives a nice perspective. We've got an ace, we've got a 10, we've got even the world. So there are some good things underway for you and that are coming through with this Pisces full moon. So Taurus, don't forget to look into your moon and rising signs, maybe your Venus North Node, for some deeper insights. And check us out. Schedule your session, girlandhermoon.com. Of course, we've got those 45-minute live sessions as well as the pre-recorded. So we invite you in to that space, and we will see you soon. Have a blessed and bright Pisces full moon, Taurus. Gemini, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So Gemini, let's see what we see here, shall we? All right, so Spirit, what's coming through? What's coming up for Gemini? Thank you in this Pisces full moon. Thank you, Spirit. What does Gemini need to know? All right. First up, what do you need to hear from the universe, Gemini? Seven of Swords. So, okay, not everything may be what it seems. Not everyone may be as they appear to be with the Seven of Swords. There may also be something for you to pay. It's kind of like, no matter how much you mind the details, there may still be a need to be mindful of the details as you are moving forth. This could be a sign to maybe keep certain things to yourself. Be mindful of whom you're saying what to in terms of timing and exposing certain things, or sharing certain pieces of information, sharing certain steps in your process, that kind of a thing. This may be a time to sort of withhold a little bit rather than spill the beans. All right. So I feel like there may need to be like more information coming through before you really can wholeheartedly commit to saying something, doing something, pushing something through right now. All right. There's something here where the details are not fully complete, is what I'm picking up on. And so rather than go in, like, what is it they say, half cocked, it's like you want to make sure that you got your bases covered, because there may be certain things that you're overlooking, and it's not intentional or anything. It may just be that, you know, you were waiting for some additional information. It just wasn't made available until 10 minutes ago. Could be something as simple as that. Okay. All right. What will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? Father of Pentacles, how you're showing up. This, with the Father of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles often relates to business matters or things that deal with career, with finances, and how you are strategizing, how you are proceeding, putting your, best foot forth, that kind of a thing. There may be, for example, this could be something as simple as attending an event and not really knowing what the dress code is. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of like, make sure that you read through all the details before just jumping into something, because it may have some sort of an impact on how you come across, how you are perceived by the public or those that are around you, or that's also going to be part of that experience. There's also something here with your responsibilities and duties, okay? And in that regard, there are certain things where I don't know why, but I'm getting like, depending on the circumstances, you might forget, like how they say it's not what you, there's a time and a place for it. So I feel like something along those lines is what's coming through. There's a time and a place to say something, to do something, to show up as such and such. Like if you're going to go into a big meeting, you're going to be mindful of how you're dressed and that sort of thing. I mean, obviously depending on the environment, but you may not show up to, like, let's just say a casual dinner the same way that you would show up to a black tux event. You know what I mean? I'm going to make it a little bit more obvious. So let's see what you might be revisiting. Choices and decisions. Yeah, there may be some things that you're having to juggle, or that you are juggling, feel like you're juggling. In terms of, again, when it comes to, I'm just going to repeat myself, your choices and decision, there may be certain elements that are up in the air that need time to develop before you can really call it. You know how they say, don't count your eggs before they've hatched, something along those lines with these cards that I'm seeing here. So part of it is also calling for you to lean into your duty, your responsibility, due diligence. Remember the position that you're in when it comes to certain decisions that you're having to make. Do things from a more self-disciplined perspective, and from a perspective of being responsible, okay, to yourself, to your bigger picture, okay. Advice for a smooth full moon here, Ace of Swords. So you'll get through it. Okay, where there are certain, again, choices and decisions to be made, you'll know what to do. You'll know when to do it. The power is within your hands to direct and to guide things accordingly. I feel like this is also an encouragement not to hesitate as well when you are certain, when you are clear. And also, I feel like this is kind of telling that, even if and you move forth on something and overlook the detail or whatever the case may be, it's forgivable. You'll figure it out. You'll be able to manage one way or another. You will get through. So don't be too hard on yourself either. Don't be afraid to make a decision. Okay. Don't be afraid to go there. Don't be afraid to, when it comes to conflict and cutting through that conflict, that's what the Ace of Swords is all about. So, one way or another, we're having to manage and find balance, and that sort of thing. You'll figure it out. Okay. Have confidence in yourself. All right. What sort of vacation is your soul craving? Four of Pentacles. You would like expansion, you would like security, and it's almost like having a sure thing. Like you want a sure thing, you want something that you can really hold on to, and you want to have those results in hand. You don't want to just kind of be all, talking and like, what is it? Words. You say a lot of words. But at the end of the day, you want something substantial that you can see, hold, and touch. And so this may relate to how you're conducting business and choices and decisions that you're going to need to make accordingly. It could deal with your own day to day structure, and how you present yourself with others. There may be a desire to kind of just play it safe, and to mind the status quo, and not to stretch yourself too thin or to. I just feel like this is also about risk management. All right. So just kind of be mindful in that regard. You may feel like there are certain things that you need to withhold right now because you don't want to rock the boat, for example. And so just trust yourself, do your due diligence. And I feel like in the end, things are going to, it may not be like this big, oh yeah, they've worked out, but you're going to keep things going. Things are going to maintain a sense of structure and stability. Okay. So I feel like it's about, you're really just wanting to make sure that you can hold on to the things that you've already managed to create for yourself. So, Gemini, don't forget to check out your moon and rising signs, maybe your Venus North Node for some deeper insights. And visit us, girlandhermoon.com, to schedule your 45-minute live session, or a pre recorded, but otherwise have a blessed and bright full moon, Gemini. Thanks for being here. All right, Cancer. What's up? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Pisces full moon reading. So, Cancer, let's see what we see for you. Spirit, what's coming up for Cancer? What's coming through for Cancer in this Pisces full moon? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Cancer. All right. What do you need to hear from the universe, Cancer? Your message coming through. Six of Swords. Okay, so there's a nice segue that we're seeing. If you've been going through any form of a conflict, the Six of Swords is here to say that you're moving on. Okay, we're moving onward. We're getting toward the other side of things. You may be traveling or thinking of moving as well. You may be in the middle of potentially relocating. Again, I'm getting more travel that could be involved here. Either way, I feel like it should be smooth sailing. The Six of Swords is a card of, again, transitions. It bodes well for peaceful transitions, of course, but that there are certain things that are underway that are in a state of movement right now. Not necessarily a state of flux, but it's that we're going from one thing to another. Again, that word transition that's coming through. So let's see what this full moon will be bringing to your awareness. The Mother of Wands. So I feel like this speaks to your creativity, your creative process, your artistry. It could be in your perspective of life in and of itself. I feel like this also deals with your own sense of personal security, how you see yourself, your faith in your own abilities to make something happen. I feel like this speaks to, where things are shifting gears. At times, right? At times that can make us feel a little bit unsteady and be like, oh my gosh, do I have it all together? Do I know what I'm doing? And is this all going to work out? Things like that may be coming up in a small way. And on the flip side, you could be feeling easy breezy about it. You could be preparing yourself for what's next in terms of, how you are conserving and preserving your energy, reserving your energy. Okay, shifting, and going inward and doing a bit of self-care even. All right, especially if you've been in a phase of doing a lot of work or being in a very giving sort of space, taking care of others, doing for others. This is that time to shift those gears and maybe do for yourself, okay, and refocus on your core goals and values. Okay, so let's see what you might be revisiting this full moon. Four of Cups. Okay, so the answer is right under your nose. You know, when we see the Four of Cups, often the universe is presenting us with clarity or presenting us with opportunity or an option, but we're just not quite seeing it. Or maybe we're not recognizing it for the opportunity that it is. Okay. So there may be sort of a feeling of, I don't want to say confusion necessarily, but it's like underwhelmed. You might be a little bit underwhelmed or something like that. And what I will say with this is try not to overlook a good thing when it's right in front of you. All right. You will see soon, like, okay, so, and then another thing coming through, which, forgive me because it may sound a little bit silly, but if you're not really satisfied with the options that you're seeing, sometimes it's just about like one step after another. You know, it's like, sorry, you know, this particular restaurant doesn't really have anything that you're particularly jazzed about, but you got to eat. You know, you got to eat, so let's pick something that works, and don't worry, like, other things will come. You know what I mean? Or you could also realize that you go to this, you know, like I said, the restaurant analogy, you go to the restaurant, you're not really saying anything, but like, all right, maybe I'll try this, and maybe it surprises you. You know what I mean? Maybe the thing that you are sort of like, not exactly thinking you're going to be too thrilled about ends up surprising you in the end. Okay. So let's get some advice here. Yeah. Look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. I mean, things are going to be turning around for you. All right. Again, if you're not feeling very excited about the opportunities or the current day to day, just, you know, things are in a state of transition. It may very well surprise you. The wheel is turning. So where things have just been a little bit stagnated or not very thrilling, it's going to shift. All right. You will start to see things turning around where it's been like just this endlessness of just whatever that will come to a close. All right. So just give yourself that opportunity, that time, that patience to allow for the universe to do the heavy lifting, is what I say sometimes, you know, with the major arcana especially. But one way or another, you're going to be moving into, like, I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune, I just got to add it in there, fate is working in your favor on your behalf. And so part of it also could be just acknowledging the ebbing and the flowing of things, and that if you feel like you've been in a bit of an ebb, guess what, there is a flow that is underway. Okay, so let's see what sort of downtime, what sort of break your soul is craving. The Hangman. And by the way, just as a note, the Wheel of Fortune, I believe it resonates with those fixed signs, so Leo, um Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, just in case you have any of those aspects in your chart, or if there's someone in that, you know, with that sign around you. But getting to this Hangman energy, Pisces energy, you're ready for a shift and a different perspective. Maybe you're ready for some kind of an integration and to transform in some way in how you've been doing things, how you've been seeing things. Maybe you're ready for that shift to occur, right? And I feel that with this Hangman energy for you. Jump me Cancer. Oh my gosh, like, forgive me, I'm getting a little bit mixed up in my signs here, but yeah, Cancer. So this Hangman energy, I also feel that there's a calling to just pull back a little bit and conserve, reserve again your energy, and don't feel like you need to push anything forth right now. Allow for that flow to appear, to show up, to come to you. Okay, and hang in there. And so, by the way, Cancer, don't forget to check out your moon, your rising signs, maybe your Venus North Node for some deeper insights. But we're here for you, girlonumoon.com, if you are ready to schedule a 45-minute live session, or if you prefer a pre recorded. All right. So, take good care. Till next time, Cancer. Hey Leo, how are you? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So Leo, let's see what we see for you this full moon, this Pisces full moon. Okay, Leo, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Pisces full moon. Thank you, Leo. Spirit, what does Leo need to know? What does Leo need to know? This Pisces full moon. Leo's message for this Pisces full moon. Thank you. Okay, Leo, your message, this Pisces full moon, what you need to hear. All right, Father of Pentacles. I don't want to sound obvious, but I'm hearing, just taking care of business, take care of business, keep showing up. If you haven't, okay, so if there is a goal that you have for yourself, now is the time to strategize in terms of the execution process of it. If you've already created a strategy, start to execute, take those steps toward building the thing. Okay. This does call for due diligence in terms of honoring your responsibility to your bottom line, to yourself, to your work, to, you know what I mean, to your goals, that sort of thing. But it's an encouragement that you have the skills and the know how to build the reality that you desire, or at least to work toward it, to take those aligned, actionable steps. Okay. I'm hearing this like something about accountability potentially with this King of Pentacles. This could deal with an earth sign that's around you, potentially Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. So there may be that type of an influence around you, Leo. So just be mindful of that. Let's see what this full moon will bring into your awareness. Three of Pentacles. So a collaboration, collaborative effort, working together. That's where I kind of go back to the energy of responsibility with that Father of Pentacles, where you're concerned in terms of bringing things together. Okay, connecting the dots. If this does not deal with like collaborations with others, this is about how things are developing in your own reality, in your own life. And I feel that there is progress. Okay, it may not be as far along as you might like, but we're creating a form of stability here. We are starting to solidify things with the Three of Pentacles. So have faith that you are on the right path, that you're heading in the right direction. Okay. And again, do not hesitate to lean on those people or that person who you can really rely on in terms of working together, okay, in a, again, collaborative sort of way. So what are you potentially revisiting this full moon? The Son of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So boldness with words, yes, with action as well. Don't hesitate, how should I put this? One, you want to have a firm handle, a firm grip on things before you just go in guns blazing. All right, at least try to give things a one over. Don't just kind of like look at it and like toss it to the side, but look through things thoroughly. All right, even if you haven't done something before, if this is like, you know what I'm saying, maybe you've had some experiences leading up to this, you've read some things, but you haven't actually applied the action just yet. This is that time to just overcome any fears or doubts and just say, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to hold back, not going to go out of my way to be reckless, not going to go out of my way to be careless and to say things that I might regret, but I'm not going to be shy about it either. The only way through sometimes is what? It's through, right? And so that's where this Knight of Swords is sort of telling you to just conjure up some bravery in terms of putting forth your best foot forward. Okay, you have earned your position in terms of how far you come, like the King of Wands. I mean, the King of Wands, excuse me. Woo, Freudian slip, but King of Pentacles. And so that Knight of Swords is that encouragement for you and saying, hey, listen, you wouldn't be here if you weren't supposed to be here. You wouldn't be in the position, excuse me, that you're in if you weren't supposed to. So don't hesitate. Go for it. All right. Don't hold back. All right. Advice for a smooth full moon. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So you're building something here, Leo. Something is building up. And this is an opportunity for you to just review, to look back at how far you've come, to refine your steps. Like if you were working on something and you go back and you read through it, it's one of those moments where this is a time, rather than needing to bust out another chapter or two of what it is that you're writing, this is that time to just go back from the beginning and make sure that everything is making sense, make sure that there's fluidity, that there's continuity, there's no grammar errors, that kind of a thing. So use this time to double check your work and to tie up the loose ends. I tend to say that when I see this particular eight of Pentacles. But yeah, use this time to improve upon what you've already created and to notice where you may have experienced a learning curve so that you're not having to like try so hard or to go over the same stumbling blocks as you did earlier on. Let's just say, sometimes it takes a minute to really build up a rhythm and a momentum. And now that you've got that rhythm and momentum going for you, it's like, okay, we kind of have this part on autopilot. So rather than just sort of hanging around and doing nothing and waiting for something, that's going to force me to have to, okay, stop this, do this, we're going to have to fix this. It's time to kind of mend those fences now, or to do the back work now, to clear out the closet now. You may as well make use of that time rather than wait for it to be like an urgent need. You know what I mean? Like, this is that time for it. All right. So, what type of vacation is your soul craving? Three of Cups. I like this for you, Leo. We got 2, 3 energies here. So I definitely encourage you to check out angel number 3, angel number 33 for a message, just to get a little bit of insight from the angels, see what it says about the number 3. 3 deals with past, present, and future. Okay. And in this case, things are coming together. All right. And so the Three of Cups is celebrations. It's blowing off some steam. You're ready to just sort of kick back and have a nice time. You know what I mean? With a friend or two. And so I encourage you to do that. While you've come far and you've made progress, maybe that's part of it with, how they say, hey, take the time to XYZ. If you haven't had time before to just chill out, to be casual with your friends, to grab a bite to eat because maybe things have been too crazy, maybe it's been too busy. This is that time for it. Maybe that's part of what it is, with like clearing the closet, mending the fences. Maybe it's not so much about mending fences, but it's about taking advantage of this downtime while you have it and using it in the best way possible to how it suits your particular situation and your needs. Okay, Leo? So I encourage you to check out your rising sign, your moon sign, maybe even your Venus North Node for some deeper insights. Schedule your session with us. We're here for you, girlonamoon.com. We've got those 45-minute live sessions. You can ask whatever you want within that 45-minute period of time, or we've got the pre-recorded sessions, of course. So, Leo, take care. Have a blessed and bright full moon. Till next time. Virgo, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Pisces full moon reading. So Virgo, let's see what we see, what's coming through for our Virgos here, Spirit, for this Pisces full moon. Thank you. All right, let's see. Virgo, what is your message? Okay, so your message from the universe, what you need to hear from the universe, Virgo. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Are the actions that you're taking, are the people, places, and experiences that you are investing in and you're applying yourself to, is it worth it? Are they worth it? Is it worth your time, energy, and value in terms of what it is that you're putting into? Okay, that you're putting your focus and your energy into. What are your expectations? What are your intentions? And is it worth your while in the bigger picture, in the grand scheme of things? When we see the 7 of Pentacles, I also feel that it's a card of taking stock, of taking inventory in that way. It's a card that says, okay, let's get ourselves organized so that we can have a clearer perspective of, again, just where we are investing our time, energy, and value so that we can, take an account or have some accountability over what we're doing and where, again, we're putting our efforts into and who we're putting our effort into. Okay, who and what, so that you can really be clear for yourself what makes sense and what just doesn't make sense. Let's keep this easy here. Let's keep it simple. All right. What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? The High Priestess. So your instincts and things that are not revealed quite yet. There's something going on that's in a state of development that you may not be quite focused on. You may not be able to see it just yet on a tangible physical level, but it doesn't mean that it's not there. It doesn't mean that something isn't growing and developing. It is. Okay. But this is about trusting your senses right now. Maybe looking to the underbelly and going a little bit deeper with things to tune in to your senses. All right. And understand that there may be certain things on the horizon that are underway. But again, it's about how you're proceeding, how you're making use of your energy and your efforts here. All right, conserving and reserving that energy and effort, especially if really, you're going out there and running yourself ragged for no reason. You're just kind of exhausting yourself, is part of what I'm getting. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio associated with the high priestess. Just wanted to make a quick note of that. What are you potentially revisiting? Okay, this full moon. Father of Pentacles. Okay, so your earthy energy coming through, responsibility to yourself, to your bottom line, to the people in your life and around you, or that you are responsible to. This is also about aligning yourself with how you are self representing. Okay, how are you showing up in the world? Be aware that others are noticing your efforts. Others do notice, what you say and do. So part of it is just kind of, are you showing up as the person that you want to be and that you say that you are? And this isn't a judgment at all, but it's just about lining things up for you, for your own sake, for your own benefit, so that you can just sort of just kind of see yourself, you know what I mean, through it's not about care. It's not because we care so much about what other people think, but it's so that we can have a more well-rounded perspective of, am I showing up as a person that I say that I am? And what can I do to shift that energy or to conserve my energy? You know what I mean? Like, again, I feel like this comes down to, I've said this in some other readings. So if you see them, or if you've already, if you're a cross watcher and you heard me say this already, but there's something about honoring due diligence here. For some reason, that's just what's coming through. So let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. 5 of Cups. Know when to hold them, when to fold them. Okay, Virgo, that's like the biggest thing I got to say right now. There may be some things that are regrettable from the past, and now it's time to focus on the future, and not to just like, okay, we're just going to block out what happened, but it's about healing through it, acknowledging what's coming up. If there are elements of the past that are weighing you down or holding you back, it's time to just kind of like, understand that you can heal, you can move on, you can move forward, you can see progress. But part of it is tending to the deeper core aspect or layers of what brought you there in the first place. Don't beat yourself up over something, and don't take too much ownership and responsibility of things that you don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? And part of it is, even where you are responsible or, wanting to hold yourself or be held accountable, don't let that weigh you down or keep you in this mode of guilt or whatever it is, heavy heartedness or regret. You feel what you need to feel, but don't let it stop you from working toward progress, working toward healing, taking steps that are going to be beneficial for you on a healing sort of level, on a recovery sort of level. Okay. All right. What sort of downtime is your soul craving? What kind of vacation? 3 of Wands. Yeah. You're wanting to see things starting to come together. You're ready to greet those ships on the horizon to start moving in that direction with the 3 of Wands. So this is about taking those aligned and inspired actions toward that horizon, toward the healing, towards the recovery and the happiness that you know is possible and that is still there for you. I know, Virgo, maybe there are certain things that didn't work out in the past, but that's not to say that that's your forever, nor obviously that that's your future. In fact, the future could be very bright for you with this 3 of Wands. So it's saying to tune in to your psychic vision, your creative vision, and start to take those aligned, actionable steps accordingly. All right. And so, Virgo, I want to encourage you to check out your moon and your rising signs, your Venus, your North Node, get some deeper guidance insights there. But schedule your session with us. We are here for you, girlonormoon.com, for a 45-minute live reading or a pre recorded. All right. So have a blessed and bright Pisces full moon, Virgo, till next time. Hey Libra, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So Libra, let's see what we see, what's coming through for you this Pisces full moon. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Libra. So Spirit, what does Libra need to know for this Pisces full moon? What's coming through for Libra, Spirit? Thank you. All right, your message from the universe, this Pisces full moon, Libra. All right, Ace of Wands. So there is going to be a new perspective coming through. This is definitely a validation and a yes. If you had a yes no question as I was shuffling or going into this reading, you're wondering if something's going to work out or if you should go for something, this would be very validating and encouraging of a yes, of course. So there's some new insight, a new beginning, an ignition of an idea, a perspective, a creative vision, even a psychic vision that's going to be very powerful in terms of coming through, guiding you, leading the way, Libra. So, what will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? Four of Swords. Okay, the conflict is over. You can breathe easy. Do not rest on your laurels. If an opportunity presents itself, take the opportunity for what it is. I don't know why it came through that way, but that's just the way that it's coming through. Okay. I feel like with this Four of Swords, it's also just a nice kind of like, I don't want to say, well, I mean, I guess that's the word coming to mind is a reminder. It's a reminder that even with this new beginning, it's nothing that you need to kind of hyperventilate about. I don't know why I'm putting it that way, but it's one of those things where it should be smooth. Like, for example, if you are having a little bit of mixed feelings where you're excited, let's just say you're excited about something or excited to do something, get something going and start it up and running. But maybe, like there's a little bit of hesitation. You're like, are you sure you're sure? The Four of Swords is saying it's going to be fine. Whatever it is that's taking shape, whatever changes that need to happen, it's going to be fine. It's going to work out. I feel like, where again things haven't really been working, where there's been some conflict, this is again is a sign that the conflict is passing. Okay, so what will you need to potentially revisit this full moon? Three of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting something with perspective for some reason, and understanding that you're much closer to that next kind of pivot point step then maybe you realize. This is encouragement to continue on, to continue keep taking the aligned inspired actions toward the desired destination. For example, with the Three of Wands, you may be familiar with the phrase as associated with the Three of Wands, but the ships are coming in, so it's very promising that you are on the right path, or at least a positive and productive path. Okay, that your goals or whatever it is that you seek is not much further away from where you currently are. And in fact, sometimes I say this when I see the Three of Wands: what you seek is seeking you. So keep going. This is very much encouraging here in terms of supporting your goals, your vision, the actions that you've been taking up until this point. Okay, so let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. The Hermit. All right, so this Hermit energy, I feel like it's a calling to not rush, but yes, lean into your wisdom when it comes to putting yourself out there. Whatever it is that you're seeking, it may be something more of a soul seeking moment that's being encouraged here. Recognize that you also are the light. You are a light in the dark. And so as you sort of navigate and find your own way in terms of trusting yourself and trusting your process, honoring your own life lived wisdom, as I was kind of saying earlier, um, you know, whatever answers you seek, look no further than within the self. Unless there is a mentor or a guide, someone whom you can see or of that has more experience and that you can gain from, then look no further than within. There may also be someone like that you may cross paths with, okay, that could impart some wisdom upon you. All right. You could be the one imparting that wisdom upon others. But one way or another, I feel like, again, whatever actions you have been taking or the goals that you've been working toward, you can continue to move toward them. Just pace yourself. There's no rush here. Okay. Especially if you've been like blasting ahead at full speed. The Hermit is there to say, and even like with the Four of Swords, slow down a little bit, catch your breath, let it all kind of catch up with you. So let's see what sort of downtime or vacation your soul is craving. The Hierophant, yeah, you want that guidance or you want to be the guide. I feel like so it's one of two things, maybe a combination of things. But these are both giving me vibes about guidance. The Hierophant, first of all, the Hermit is Virgo energy. Hierophant is Taurus energy. So there is a call for practicality, being grounded. There is a call for, in some cases, again, either you are in a position to be a guide and a mentor. Maybe there's something that you're looking at here in terms of like putting your goods and services out there for people to work with you. Okay, that may be possible. I hope this is a validation if that is something that you've been thinking about. But the Hierophant, I see this as putting together some form of structure that can work for the masses, work on your behalf for the masses. I feel like, again, this also puts you in a receiving position, whether it's downloads from spirit, whether it's actually doing research to get ahead or to gain greater clarity about your next steps. All right. That is what is encouraged here. So, Libra, I encourage you to check out your moon and rising signs for some deeper guidance, insights, maybe even your Venus and North nodes. But otherwise, we are here for you. So schedule your session with us, girlonhermoon.com. We've got pre-recorded, we've got 45-minute lives. You know where to find us. Thank you so much for being here. Have a blessed full moon. Till next time. Scorpio, what's going on? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So Scorpio, let's dive in. Let's see what we see, what's coming through for you this Pisces full moon. Thank you. In spirit, thank you in advance. Getting some guidance here for Scorpio. We got to look at that Nine of Pentacles energy. So, first of all, acknowledge how far you've come, acknowledge your accomplishments. Good things are coming, good things are underway, and they are in progress. It may not be as swift and as quickly as some would like, but I have a feeling for you, Scorpio, you don't mind. I feel like you should be feeling pretty good with the developments in your life thus far. All right. So, first up, what do you need to hear? What is your message from the universe? 10 of Swords. Okay, so what's going on, Scorpio? What has you in a little bit of a tizzy? Okay, this 10 of Swords, a couple of things. Where you have been very overwhelmed, where you've been exhausted, maybe even experiencing a little bit of backlash or backstabbing for whatever reason. Maybe not for all, but maybe for one or two out there, Scorpios. It's coming to an end, it's coming to a close. Okay, do your best to focus on the details that are right in front of you. Try not to get caught up in your own kind of dark spirally thoughts. They may be getting to you a little bit. All right, like there may be fears, there may be doubts, or maybe concerns that are just causing your mind to spin and spiral. Okay, this is where you want to pause, take a breath, and step back. Gain a clear perspective by focusing on what is tangible and right in front of you. Okay. Let's see what is being brought into your awareness. This full moon emperor taking control, Aries energy. All right. So you might be feeling this way on the inside, but on the outside, keep it together. I'm sure that you're capable of doing that, Scorpio. That's kind of like your deal, right? Like you know how to get a handle on yourself and your circumstances, but this is about responsibility and control. Don't want to be too rigid with any one thing or another right now, Scorpio. Okay, so breathe and allow, breathe and allow. Sometimes no decision is the best decision. Like not doing anything is still a choice. Doing nothing is still doing something. Okay. And so it's understanding that when the coast is not clear, when there are too many elements that are in flux or up in the air, sometimes the wisest thing to do is to just maintain and sustain status quo, right? To kind of just allow, to not try to manipulate or maneuver things to your advantage, because it's just like there's no sense doing that right now anyway. All right. So sometimes that's the answer, is just to chill and breathe and to let it go. All right. And so let's see what you might be revisiting. Two of Wands. Yeah, the open road ahead. Rather than trying to look into the abyss of forever and ever from now, the Two of Wands encourages us to just stay focused on being present to the moment, focus on the here and now. Okay, in order to sort of get through. All right, so we're focusing on here and now. We're focusing on seeing things and how the world is just in the palm of your hands. So what are you going to do with it, Scorpio? That's the question. Advice for a smooth full moon, Four of Wands. Look at that. So there are some new beginnings coming together. This is a nice card of a foundation of a vision that is becoming clearer. This could be something that you're doing on your own. This could relate to another person that you may be in a relationship with and you may be working with. Okay. But one way or another, there could be a significant connection that can be supportive of your efforts, okay, in terms of bringing something into fruition, a new beginning of some sort, again, that we are seeing here, okay? So, what sort of downtime, what kind of vacation is your soul craving? The Hierophant. You want structure. All right, and I get that. You want clear, uh, maybe not just guidelines, but like a framework upon which to build. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like with the Hierophant, if you are feeling a little bit confused or uncertain, there is someone out there that can provide solid guidance. If you are not the one, perhaps in a position to guide another and bring something together, okay? But Scorpio, I feel like overall, again, you're heading in the right direction. I don't know why, but I also want to say that if you've been kind of feeling like you're really trying to push through on something, there are reinforcements available to you and for you. Okay, so just hang in there. Not that you need to necessarily. You could be having a grand time and be like, I need to hang in there, everything's great, Kapualani. But at any rate, Scorpio, check out your moon, your rising signs, maybe your north node, your Venus, for some deeper insights here. But otherwise, we're here for you. So schedule your session with us, girlandhermoon.com. We've got pre-recorded, we got 45-minute live sessions. But I wish you a very blessed and bright Pisces full moon, okay? Sagittarius, hey, what's up? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon. Pisces full moon reading. So Sagittarius, let's see what we see for you, what's coming through for you, Sagittarius, in this particular Pisces full moon. What's coming through for Sagittarius, this Pisces full moon, Spirit? Thank you. All right. Sagittarius, your message from the universe. Ace of Cups. Okay, so nice. You've got some new beginnings, a fresh start that's coming through, a call to focus on heart center, energies, people, places, experiences that are going to be healing and supportive, nurturing to you on a soul level, on an emotional level. Things may be emotional for you coming through with this particular full moon cycle. But again, this is very much heart centric here with this Ace of Cups energy, and it feels very cleansing, an opportunity to purify, to cleanse yourself, your space, circumstances, whatever the case may be. All right, you also may be feeling a little bit vulnerable in the heart this full moon. So let's see what this full moon will be bringing to your awareness. The Tower, yeah, a reality shift that may come as a little bit of a shocker, doesn't necessarily have to be bad. All right, the Tower is just anytime something just sort of seems to come out of left field in a way, even if you are are anticipating some form of a change. The Tower is there to say that once that reality shift happens, there's no going back. So, you may be going through some type of reality shift. You may have already experienced it, but are kind of going through the what's the word? The debris, dealing with the debris that's still like where the pieces are landing and how they're going to be like, not, I don't want to say coming together, but just for example, when we see this tower hit the top of the trees, right? It's best to just let things land where they will and then to proceed rather than to like try to rush there and then get hit by one of those branches, right? And so that's part of it. Okay, be mindful to your mindset as well. If you're having a lot of just really dark and gloomy thoughts or just worst case scenario stuff that might pop up, this is where again there could be an opportunity to connect to the heart and or to connect to people that are going to be understanding in that regard and offer a space of healing and understanding. Judgment coming through in terms of what you might be revisiting here. So some form of a revelation. There may be something, someone, um moving forward, onward, upward is what I'm getting here, that we have been unexpected. There may be unexpected news or shifts that are coming through. There is some form of renewal that's there for you, some form of grace that's there for you on the other side of things is what I'm getting. um Even if there have been some shockers in your life, shocking events or just things that again take you by surprise, or changes that are made that it's like, okay, well, I understand going into this, even if it's the greatest news, right? There still may be something a little bit bittersweet behind the events that are taking shape right now, taking place. Let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. Daughter of Cups. So, like, yeah, leaning into the softness, you might be feeling quite vulnerable. Okay, Sagittarius, with what's going on. By the way, the Tower energy, Scorpio energy, Judgment is even associated with Scorpio. There may also be an association with Leo or Libra with that Judgment card. But since we are getting these watery energies here, this could be a very emotional, or at least something that's like an emotional reset for you, Sagittarius. Maybe there are going to be some new experiences that you move through with this Pisces full moon. I feel and see that there is a space for, again, healing and a reset. Maybe a recalibration of some form, you opening up to your childlike sense of self, and connecting maybe even to your inner child. Maybe there are some things that are going to be coming through that catalyze some, maybe, I don't want to like say wounding with your inner child or anything like that, but touching upon again some vulnerability, vulnerable points, and softer spots, if that makes sense. All right, that's a bit more along the lines of what I'm picking up on here with these cards. Okay, Sagittarius. So let's see what sort of vacation your soul is craving. Eight of Swords. Yeah. Okay, so typically with the Eight of Swords, part of what I would be saying is that there's a little bit of a struggle. And obviously, if you're already, right, if you're already going through some form of struggle or like internally where things could just feel very uncomfortable, I could see how with this particular Eight of Swords, you just kind of want to get it over with. You want to get past it. You want to get through it, right? You're going through some form of a metamorphosis, some form of a change. There's something in development that is beyond your ability to really see it right now, or to see through it, to see past it, to see beyond it. But it's something that is happening nonetheless. Okay, it may take time, that you may feel that need to sort of be in something of an incubation. And honestly, I also get the feeling that there may be nothing that you can really do about it right now. You may just have to honor the kind of natural, quote unquote, natural like flow of how things are going to be transpiring and developing and unfolding for you, Sagittarius. And so part of it is recognizing where you have an ability to take action, where you have an ability to really focus your attention versus where things just are not within your power at the time right now. Because with the 8 of Swords, the traditional Rider-Waite version, there's somebody who is, their hands are bound behind their back, they're blindfolded, but their feet are free. And so part of it is knowing that even though there are certain areas of your life or circumstances where your hands are tied and where you may even struggle to see things through or see clearly of what's ahead, it doesn't mean that you're powerless entirely and that you're just stuck where you are. Okay. And so this is where there's this invitation to sort of allow yourself a space to be vulnerable, to feel what you need to feel. Maybe it's time to step back from certain responsibilities and not need to, you know what I mean? This could be just a call to step back from really needing to be in a much more in charge position right now, and to not worry so much about that. You'll come back to it. All right. You'll come back to it. But Sagittarius, I encourage you to check out your rising, your moon sign, maybe your North Node, your Venus for some deeper insights, if that speaks to you. But we are here for you. So schedule a session with us, girlonthemoon.com. We've got 45-minute live sessions as well as the pre-recorded. But I wish you a very blessed and bright Pisces full moon, Sagittarius. Till next time. Capricorn, what is up? Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So Capricorn, let's dive into the cards. Let's see what we see, what's coming through for you in this moment. So Spirit, what does Capricorn need to know? What's coming up? What's coming through for Capricorn? Thank you, Spirit. All right. Your message from the universe. Capricorn, what's up? Mother of Wands. Okay, so I feel like now, I may have said this because the Mother of Wands, the Queen of Wands, did show up for another sign. I can't remember exactly which one. So if you saw it, forgive me if this is like sounding repetitive, but there's something here speaking to your creative energy, creative process. If you are an artist or a creative individual, there's something coming through here with you honoring it, with you honoring yourself in that respect. Okay. I feel like this is also about understanding that where you focus your energies and your actions, like you can't help but to see something blossoming, blooming, growing here. So be mindful of who and what you are investing your energy and your focus into, where you're placing your energy and your focus, what your intentions are. Okay. With this Queen of Wands energy also coming up for you, Capricorn, it's a call from the universe to stand in that power, your feminine power of creativity. Remember, with wands is fire, and fire is about the life force. I'm sorry, I'm saying this for like the thousandth time, but creativity or creative energy or psychic energy. So, where you channel your energy, what you channel your energy into, you cannot help but to see results. So, make sure that you're not, just sort of, being too expansive or scattered for that matter. You want to make sure that we streamline things like this serpent coiled around the eggs. Okay. What are you investing yourself into? And make sure that you are doing this in such a way where you can properly manage and handle everything, because you're capable of it. You have this queen energy showing up, but this is also what the queen is inviting in, is that energy of self-discipline and responsibility. Okay. What will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? The Two of Cups. Nice. So everything starts from the inside out. Okay. But with the Two of Cups, it's your own asking yourself, am I doing my best to fulfill my own wants and needs? Am I taking care of myself, my needs, my desires, my wants first and foremost, not from a selfish place, but from a healthy place, from a self-loving space. Okay. Again, I feel like this may be a time to really like hunker down and ask yourself, what is motivating me? What is my motivation? What is my inspiration here? And not just that, but being in a heart centric sort of space, right? In terms of your intentions, as well as your abilities to fulfill and to act on those intentions accordingly. Okay. Now, the Two of Cups, it does reflect on mutual connections, or a connection that may be very soul centered, if not a possible love relationship. And so that may be part of what's coming through for you as well, Capricorn. It's just sort of acknowledging the relationship that you're in and the steps that you're taking to preserve and benefit also, or you know what I mean, feed into the health and the longevity of your relationship. All right, without self-sacrificing too much, right? It's always that balance that we want to keep in mind. Okay, when we see these energies, of course. And what will you potentially be revisiting? The Sun of Cups, the Knight of Cups. Okay, and so here's the thing. If you're single, this could be an incoming invitation of a connection. It doesn't have to, again, be about love specifically, but there could be some type of a pursuit that's happening, a desire to connect, some sort of an external, like a situation, a person coming through with some positive news, messages, opportunities for you to have some kind of a shift. Okay, with the Sun of Cups, the Knight of Cups, this is also speaking to, again, what I said earlier, what's motivating and inspiring you right now, and what's motivating and inspiring you into action. Where are you feeling called and led on a heart level? Okay, it's not just, ooh, yeah, this looks great, or this looks like it could be something, ooh, yeah. It's about, how does that make you feel as well? Like, how can we connect those dots as well? We want to also be feeling nourished on a soul level, not just thrilled in terms of, yeah, this really kind of gets my blood flowing, right? So there's that area of balance. I also feel like with that Knight of Cups, if and where there is an opportunity to be inquisitive, be inquisitive. Knights speak to movement, so that's part of it as well. Is just, again, like, what is motivating you, right, into action there. Let's get you some advice for this full moon, the star. Yeah, so not to sound silly or basic, but make your wishes. The star is an energy of hope, of healing, of having faith in yourself, in your vision. Realize that you are admired. There are people who recognize your quality and what it is that you offer, the things that you do, and who you are. Even without trying, you are noticed. Okay, Capricorn, that's like a big thing that I'm getting right now with the star energy, Aquarius energy that we see there. Let your imagination flow and guide you in a healthy, grounded, and positive way. And understand, again, that you do inspire others. It may not seem like it, it may not feel like it. Maybe you're not getting the kind of feedback that you would like. It's there, actually. And Spirit's actually telling me, if you're feeling a little bit insecure about putting yourself out there, lean back onto the positive reinforcement that you've seen showing up in your life, because it's been there, and keep moving forward. Okay. What sort of vacation is your soul craving? Two of Wands. Yeah, you're ready for it. We got the world in the palm of your hand. 2 and 2 here. So 2 is a significant number for you. Vibration. Check out angel number 2, angel number 22 for your angel message. Just see what comes through, and what is wanting to be communicated to you at this time, and see if that resonates. But with this 2 of Wands, yeah, it's about not being overly concerned or focused on the end result, but getting inspired and being excited about the here and the now. Like, yeah, like you want to take this trip to so and so, go to this place or that place. But let's get it, like, what is firing us up about it? What is, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get there when we get there. And sure, it's good to have a little bit of a plan, but you want to, like, allow yourself to enjoy the ride, is what I'm getting. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the moment. Let yourself just get excited about what's ahead. Okay. And so, Capricorn, check out your moon, your rising signs, maybe even your your Venus and North nodes, get some deeper guidance insight there. And visit us to schedule your own session, girlonthemoon.com. We got those 45-minute live sessions as well as pre-recorded. So we'll see you there, Capricorn. Have a blessed full moon. Aquarius. Hey there, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon, Pisces full moon reading. Let's do this, Aquarius. Let's see what's coming through for you this Pisces full moon. Okay, so what's coming up, Spirit, for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know in regards to this Pisces full moon message? Look, we got the Devil, we got the Five of Pentacles, we got the Fool energies here. So let me pray on that a little bit. Devil, Five of Pentacles, full energy. So try not to fixate too much on what's not working out for you or on any losses that you may have experienced or feeling like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm stuck, maybe feeling like you made a fool out of yourself. Reset. When I see that Fool card with that Five of Pentacles and the Devil, I feel like it's an opportunity to just shrug off anything that feels like it just didn't really work out, or to let go of any areas or aspects where you might be feeling stuck or overly focused, overly fixating upon, again, potentially the results, the end product, whatever it is, and put your best foot forward here. Focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses, okay? And so, Spirit, what does Aquarius need to know? Thank you. Okay, your message from the universe, what you need to hear first and foremost, Aquarius. Look at this transformation. Okay, with that Death card, there's something that's in a state of transformation, transition. Um, I feel like, with the Death card, I'm just going to point it out there with its association to Scorpio energy. So if you have Scorpio in your chart or significant Scorpio personality around you, that may have some importance or some influence here on your moon time, the Pisces full moon, excuse me, Aquarius. But yeah, just recognize how things are going for you. If something is coming to an end, how are you dealing with it? Are you having a difficult time, or you know what I mean, are you just kind of moving through it as naturally as you can? How is that affecting you? Okay, what will this full moon be bringing into your awareness? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, that there's definitely, with all endings, there will be and there is a beginning that's coming through. So something that will be motivating and inspiring you, as well, in terms of a fresh start, a new perspective, maybe even having something of an aha moment, even though there are certain elements or, a particular situation that's coming to a close, or some kind of a loss, even that you may have experienced. There is going to be a new start. And maybe through this transition, through these changes, this period of time, you're going to gain some insight in terms of where to place your focus next. I feel like, if there is something that's come to an end or that has closing out, cycling out, not worked out, whatever the case may be, if there is a loss, something about it is definitely going to be catalyzing a new beginning in some way. And I feel an air of optimism there. Okay, so let's see what you might be revisiting. The Hermit. You might feel like the need to withdraw, keeping to yourself. Even if you are around others and needing to socialize, or let's say if it's, with work, for example, working on a team, there could be certain ways that you're just sort of going inward and like not being quite as forthcoming with your interactions as you normally would be, or that you normally are. This is also saying, um it, at times it does benefit us to go inward. It does benefit us to just sort of look within for the answers, for the guidance. Okay, um there are answers in the past for whatever it is that you're looking for guidance on, in terms of the future and what you're looking at or moving through in the present even. All right, so just think about that. Let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon here. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so here's the thing. There are developments that are underway. There is growth that's happening, no matter how slowly, and it may seem to be. It may feel as though there's a little bit of a juggling act as well, but you've got this. Okay, so stay focused on what it is that you're working on and working toward here and now. All right. Do your best not to get distracted by external elements or other things, other choices, other decisions that aren't real or tangible just yet. Okay. If there isn't something, and this is not to say, oh, just be shut down and whatever it is that you have that you're dealing with is all that it'll be. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if there isn't a choice or a decision on your plate right in front of you that you need to deal with right now, then just let it go. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that be a distraction or a consideration when it really isn't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things with you can only manage so much. So right now, just deal with what you got right in front of you. Everything else will fall into place, will have its time, will have its space when it's that time and space to have it, okay? You'll get there. You'll figure it out. But for now, it's about just managing, if and where you're feeling a little bit wobbly in your foothold, just kind of finding that rhythm and that balance again in the here and now. It's like if things are getting up and running, you want to find some type of a nice, healthy rhythm to it before trying to just integrate all these other things. And then, like, okay, then everything falls and we're having to try to pick it all up again. You know what I mean? All right. What sort of downtime, what sort of vacation is your soul craving? Mother of Swords, yeah, you want to detach, you want to have a higher perspective. You want to have eyes on things, you want to be clear in what it is that you are looking at, the details. You're ready to take charge. You're ready for a clearer perspective and to have more confidence and detachment from what it is that you're dealing with and what it is that you're looking at, who it is that you're looking at. Okay. You want to be able to see again things, people, circumstances for what they are and not be emotionally swayed by it. Not that you aren't, but anywhere that there may have been stuff coming up. Again, this is that time where, you just kind of want to have that higher perspective so that you can have the upper hand again, whatever that might be. And I feel like it's there for you. Okay, Aquarius, because we got air energy with the Queen of Swords. So it's very much kind of, it's well suited to your energy. In other words, is all I'm saying, where you have felt a little bit bare, or like, because we've got this bird, a skeletal bird here, and then we've got this living, hawk energy. And so, where things have been pulling your focus and attention into the past, or where it's felt like the past just hasn't let go of you, you want to be able to at least face forward. Maybe you're not quite ready to look off into the future, but you're ready to just deal with what's going on right here, right now, and not be constantly distracted or pulled by elements that, again, just from the past, or that really, it's just a distraction. It's already over and done with, is what I was trying to say. So Aquarius, I encourage you to check out your rising signs, your moon signs, maybe your north node, your Venus, for some deeper insights here, deeper guidance. Otherwise, visit us, schedule your session with us, girlonourmoon.com. We've got 45-minute lives as well as pre-recorded sessions, but we are here for you, Aquarius, and I wish you the very best and bright Pisces full moon. Take care. Pisces, hey, Kapualani here with your girl and her moon Pisces full moon reading. So let's see what's coming up for you, what's coming through for you, Pisces, with this Pisces full moon. All right, so Spirit, full moon, look at that. Right away, we've got the Four of Wands and the Lover's card. So is there a significant partnership showing up? Something is coming together for you, Pisces, a new beginning, a fresh perspective and outlook. The vision is starting to take shape. It's coming to life in a way. There may be a better option, a more significant option or choice that's on the horizon that's being catalyzed. All right. There could be a commitment, an agreement, again, or a specific, a partnership, significant partnership that will be highlighted this particular Pisces full moon. Okay, so let's see what's coming through for Pisces spirit. Thank you, Pisces message for this full moon. Thank you. Okay. Your message from the universe, Pisces. What do you need to hear? What do you need to know? Look at that. 9 of Cups, wishes, and fulfillment. So, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? Not just that, but recognizing and acknowledging the fulfillment already at your doorstep, already in your life. All right. This Nine of Cups is a sign that, the things that you've been working toward and wanting, they're already here. And in fact, there's more to come, more that's underway is part of what I'm picking up on. Because after the Nine of Cups is what? The Ten of Cups. Okay. So this is that time to really be in a space of gratitude. And I feel like there's going to be reasons for you to smile. There's going to be reasons for you to again feel good about your own accomplishments and what you've managed to create in your life and in your reality, and to what you've managed to get fulfilled, to complete. All right. Okay. What will this full moon be bringing to your awareness? Son of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily, I say this from time to time when I reflect upon the other zodiac signs. I like, I don't, this is your reading, but if you have an air sign energy in your chart, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, that may have some significance. If there is someone with that sign in their chart around you, they may have some type of a significant influence. Going back to this Knight of Swords, in terms of what this full moon will be bringing into your awareness, part of it, what I'm getting, is about boldness and minding your communications. Okay. You may be feeling very much like no holding back when it comes to saying what you want to say, doing what you want to do, that kind of a thing. Don't feel rushed is part of what I'm getting here. If you are in a period of, or if you are experiencing some feelings of urgency, I want you to just take a breath and get a handle on things before rushing in. I'm not saying to not do something. Go for it, do the thing, all right, but just try to make sure that you're prepared in the meantime, because sometimes nights can be in a hurry and we don't want to rush into something without seeing where we're going completely. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But otherwise, when it comes to standing up for yourself, when it comes to speaking your truth, that type of a thing, I feel like you're in a good position to do that with this Knight of Swords. So let's see what you might be revisiting this full moon. The moon in and of itself, look at that. So that's, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, your energy, your card, your moon. Things are in development. Okay. Don't rush. Don't jump to conclusions. Recognize where you've already won, where you already have the upper hand. Don't make things harder on yourself than they need to be. Okay? Like, I don't know, that message just came through, so hopefully it really matches for someone watching this. But yeah, with this moon energy, one, not everything is as it appears, right? When it's the moon, because we're not fully illuminated here. So this is an opportunity to allow for certain things to develop, allow for certain answers and insights to come to you. In the meantime, feel your way through the scenario. All right. Again, like I said, with this Knight of Swords, you don't just want to go blasting through, right? We want to get a handle on things before we just go, like, being reactive about it, just to say. Okay. And with that moon energy, I feel like your psychic senses may really be speaking to you at this time. And so just listen. Okay. Listen and trust. Listen and trust your gut. Listen and trust your instincts. All right. And act accordingly in that sort of a way. Let's get you some advice for a smooth full moon. Oops, we went straight to the end. So, Mother of Cups here. I want to honor this though. If the Five of Cups, came through, stuck to that Mother of Cups energy. Look at all this water that we're seeing here. So, advice for a smooth full moon. You might be feeling a little bit weighed down from things from the past, or maybe there are some regrettable moments or elements at play here. But this Mother of Cups is saying, take care of yourself and draw those boundaries, emotional boundaries for yourself. Be mindful that you're not taking on other people's woes, other people's worries or doubts or fears or burdens. Okay, this is not an invitation for you to like everything's going to be going well for you. So if you're feeling pulled down or weighed down by something, make sure that this is not something to where you are being very empathetic to another circumstances and, you know what I mean, making it your own. It's not necessary. Okay, it's not necessary. That's like, I feel like I just really need to express that, so that you can be clear in that regards, because the Mother of Cups, at times there can be moments where you are having, you know what I mean, you're just having too, you're pouring too much of yourself into other people and other people's situations, or taking on too much responsibility for what others are going through, when that's just not necessary. You don't need to do that. Okay, don't need to do that. So pull back from that. And then this Five of Cups here, what sort of downtime or vacation is your soul craving? Yeah, you want to recover, you want to heal, you want to focus on what's around the corner, and moving forward, moving onward from those things that may not have worked out as you may have wanted it to, moving on from disappointments and whatnot. I'm going to draw an extra card for you just because I want to, but look at this, the Daughter of Cups, more cups energy. So yeah, you want to just kind of, like play and have fun and take, be a little bit more carefree, and I feel like that's there for you. Okay, if the Five of Cups is an emotional recovery energy, and then the Daughter of Cups, Page of Cups, is a new beginning. You might be feeling a little bit vulnerable, but I feel like with this Nine of Cups, even with the Mother of Cups, it's about allowing yourself, even if there are others around you having a hard time, that's not to say that you're not allowed to be happy, and that you're not allowed to enjoy and to appreciate your, the happiness in your life and the things that you have to be grateful for. It's okay. You're not going to just throw it on other people's faces and be like, I have such a good life and I'm sorry that yours sucks right now. You're not doing that at all. You know what I mean? We can have compassion, but it's also like it shouldn't stop you from, being in appreciation for where you're at. Okay, so Pisces, check out your moon and rising signs for some deeper insights. Check out maybe even also your Venus, your north nodes, you never know. But otherwise, we are here for you, so schedule your session with us, girlundermoon.com. We've got those 45-minute live sessions as well as the pre-recordeds available for you. All right, so take great care. Thanks so much for being here. Have a blessed and beautiful Pisces full moon. Till next time.